Okay guys, we just got back to the boat, which is here in Subic Bay in the Philippines. This is like the most excited I've been for a sail ever, personally. Because Japan is always a country I've wanted to go to, but we get to go there and sail to all these tiny little fishing ports. It's a dream. We get to go to Okinawa, which is like the Hawaii of Japan.
Of the South Pacific.
This is the most excited I've personally been.
Yep.
But we've just ran into some problemos with the boat.
Yeah, so I think we handed the boat to Subic Bay and then flew and went and caught up with the kids and Elena.
Yeah, we just spent a month off the boat to see my family and friends.
Yeah.
For those of you who missed the last episode, but yeah.
So I knew we had some boat jobs to do, so a friend of mine, Jai, flew over, and as he's poked his head in various corners of the boat, there's been more and more and more work to do. So you'll see in a minute, there's like just a gigantic crack in the structural part of the centerboard case, which is a bit of a disaster. I've been sending emails and getting more information from, you know, various people so that I can not put all of my eggs in the one basket, as it were. Yeah, that's what we're trying to figure out at the moment, is the best way or safest and best way to repair this crack, which is pretty huge.
Because our trip to Japan, there's going to be some rough weather, so we need our boat in tip-top shape.
Yeah, so we're running out of time. There's typhoons coming, and like this is the season where, I mean, we're already into trouble territory.
Yeah, there's already typhoons.
In terms of tropical rotating storms, typhoons, hurricanes, cyclones, whatever you want to call them. So yeah, it's starting to get pretty serious.
Yeah, but if it wasn't for Jai coming here to help, we'd be so far behind schedule, like even more. So we're super grateful.
We wouldn't be going to Japan, yeah.
No, we wouldn't be going to Japan, but let's go meet Jai and come see the kids. I know you haven't seen him in a while.
Good, how are you?
Good to see you, mate.
Good.
Thanks for looking after the boat.
That's alright, that's alright.
Are you fixing the hole?
Breakfast. Do you want a banana? They saw the Tim Tams and they want Tim Tams for breakfast. No, boys.
Did you say Komodos? No, Jai said only the locals can drink the water.
Not the Komodo dragon. What did Jai fix?
This.
Okay.
So now I found out that everything has electric.
How do you get in there? How do you grind that?
Here, that's all glued in.
Does everyone know about that?
Yeah.
Mark and Eric
Here
and...
you go.
Should be.
Because I didn't.
Here you go, Mom.
I'll have a look, it should be in the original report.
Here you go.
What's going on?
We're on to part 2 of the crack.
What's that?
Part 2.
Part 2 of the crack.
Part 2 of the crack.
There's more.
There's more. It just keeps going and going.
You okay, babe?
Oh, I'm getting better.
Yeah, I mean, I can see daylight, so that's as thin as it gets. That's really bad.
This is the daggerboard case. And that is outside.
So that was the main problem, and you'll hear more about that soon. We need further advice before we can begin fixing it. In the meantime, we could address the smaller crack on the centerboard.
Ah. The room's looking really good, really clean. Thanks, Jai. Smells a bit manly though. I'm gonna have to burn some incense in here or something, but very tidy. Kind of just how I left it. I've just spotted like a whole bunch of protein powder in here. So you guys know how much Riley's been taking care of himself lately. We both have, but he's gone particularly hard and he's trying to build heaps of muscle. So he's gone and ordered a whole stack of protein powder for this sailing season. We're also stocked up with AG1, who's the sponsor of this video. We absolutely love. It just covers all of your bases. We're gonna cryovac a whole bunch of meat to stick in our deep freezer. Yeah, we shouldn't have to rely on stores too much going up to the mainland of Japan, and we're really not sure, like, I mean, everyone's gotta eat, right? But we will be going to some places where there's no people. So yeah, I think with those things, we're pretty much set. We do have to go to a market like every week or 2 weeks, but we could technically survive for 3 weeks if we needed to. We'd just be eating meat and protein powder. Are you helping polish, Darwin? Helping polish?
Yeah, I'm helping him.
Okay.
I'm helping him connecting this together.
I can't actually fly the drone here because they're really close to an airport, so I'll do what I can getting some shots of the area, but it's basically a big industrial area. There's a boat lift here that they put under the water, which is the first of its kind I've seen, and they have some cranes over there, and I think we're actually going to get the boat weighed at some point, which would be really interesting. But yeah, there's not much going on around here. And Jai said every afternoon there's a huge rainstorm, and we got that when we were driving here yesterday in the car. It was like the heaviest rain. It is very humid here. I don't know if you've been seeing a sweat, but I apologize in advance. Whew, time out. Alright, I wanted to take a second to share with you AG1 because they have an incredible offer for you guys today, and I want you to take advantage. So since Riley and I and the whole crew added AG1 into our wellness routine years ago now, we've noticed a huge boost in energy levels, which we could really do with some days out here. So there are 75 vitamins and minerals in here. There are also pre and probiotics and whole food sourced ingredients. AG1 helps with your brain function, your gut health, your whole body. It's really like your one-stop shop. And with all the inconsistencies we experience with sailing in and out of new countries, our diet's always changing based on where we are, it can be really challenging to get the nutrients our bodies need daily. So yeah, AG1 just makes it really easy to cover your nutritional bases. And we like to drink it first thing in the morning, usually before a workout. It tastes a little bit like a green apple. It's a super nice flavor, and you just have to mix it with water. I usually shake it up and pour it over ice. So if you've been meaning to give it a go, I'm gonna pop the link in the description box below, or you can also scan the QR code up here on the screen, and you're gonna receive vitamin D3 and K2 drops for free, as well as 5 travel packs with your first subscription. Thanks so much, guys, and enjoy. Okay, why are we trusting AG1 with our lives?
Because of Hubes.
Because of your boy Huberman?
Yep.
Okay.
Enough said.
Okay, so tell me about the crack.
There is a crack.
And what, tell me more.
It's scary.
Yeah.
It was scary.
It's not the sort of thing that you want to find, or in the location you want to find on your boat. So Jai would call me with disasters with the steering or the cracks. I never like speaking to him, honestly.
Nothing, the bearer of bad news.
There's a crack which runs all the way along underneath the mast. That's bad because all of the load of the vessel from the sails is distributed through from the mast down to the compression post, the centerboard case, which is then distributed along the beams, and you know there's just so much power and
Force.
torque or force that goes through there.
Yeah. So the easy way to explain it is you have the centerboard case, which is your board that's moving up and down inside, which is also the support for the mast. So you have your case, your deck goes on top, and your mast sits on top of that.
Yeah.
And our cracking was almost under the base of this mast is our main concern.
Yes.
At least now it's in front of that.
That was the point that we were worried about the whole time, and which is why we went from like to Rapido and then to M&M, the designers, and then back to us, and then around again. And yeah, it was a huge concern.
So what were you thinking? Like,
so what if? What could happen?
The cracks that are there moving bigger, the mast starting to move.
So so the mast could come down.
Especially on the way to Japan, it's kind of a big worry.
Yeah. They're sort of the worst case scenarios and legitimate, like proper concerns.
Yeah.
It's very much structural.
yeah.
So then we went around and around.
So like
again.
a timber situation, like timber or like mast could come down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rip some up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More like pre-preg carbon. We got the design. Mark shared that with us, and them and M&M have been communicating, which I hadn't known about, so I was very, very stressed. And it turns out that the flange and the join aft of probably 20% along the way of the mast plinth is should be quite strong and laminated, which is great, and we found that out today, because before today we were thinking, I don't know, so much carbon and laminating work that we could be stuck here for a month or more. We have to take the mast off, cut a hole in it, you know, maybe pull the centerboard case down, and yeah, so it was potentially going to have to be huge, and now it's merely large.
Yeah, hopefully a week, ideally, 4 to 5 days.
Yeah. The cracks run along the inside here, and they come along and they point up, and they terminate about here and here. This side feels like there's sort of like lamination or filler or something, and here, between the top of the dagger board case and whatever this is, the base of the mast, there's just a gap.
All right, Jai, so tell me, what are some of the major jobs you've had to do since we've been gone?
Plenty of different things.
Okay.
I think the first one that we started off with was the squeak in the rudder. It ended up being the steering tube that steers the whole boat.
Yeah.
It had worn and it had some water leaking in, but we've taken it out, gotten it all repaired.
No more squeak.
No more squeak, no more leak. There's been a whole lot of other things. We had the guys from OBMG come back on board. They did some work for us on the motors, all the battery systems, which all look good again. And then little things like the bow thruster, which is going to be awesome for Riley and Elena.
Yeah, we haven't had a bow thruster this whole time.
Yeah, some more control is going to be good. And then just general stuff. We tightened all the nets, about to finish the polishing, servicing the motors and the outboards. And yeah, lots of just different little things like that. The sails is one thing. Being a rigger, mast and sails is kind of my background. So just been checking over the sails, changing some lines, tightening some splices, and then to just recently finding the crack. That's the biggest thing at the moment.
There is no way I would have had a chance to zip off overseas to visit friends and family if our man Jai hadn't come over to help us and get the boat into shape after our recent sailing season. I know that I've been harping on about this, but the typhoons that we were going to be avoiding on the way to Japan meant that the boat needed to be 100%.
So we're just getting the new alternator, or the repaired alternator, just back installed. We've got the guys from OBMG coming down later today. They're just flown back in from China to come and help us out.
This dude's only 23. He came recommended by our friend Jamie, who you've seen before on our videos. I like Jai. He's got his own sailboat and business as a rigger. He travels around the world fixing up other people's boats, and actually, randomly, he also DJs. So he's a man of many talents.
Nice big floaty going down this morning. The last day before we go across to the other boatyard and start getting our repairs happening on some cracks and a few other things we've got to sort out. But food's on for the boys. Jared down here on the phone with some guys. Got the electrics. Guys polishing. Guys doing a bit of paintwork. But it's all happening. Stuff everywhere, but we're on. There he is, hanging out, checking on some new lights for us. He's up there, he's doing a good job. Take him up to the top.
After Jai found the cracks and we'd gone around in the now familiar circle of boat owner to boat builder to boat designer back to boat builder a few more times, it was decided that he would move the boat from the nice marina to the random part of the bay in an industrial area / marina thing, where it was perfectly acceptable to use very loud machinery and grind carbon dust into areas adjacent our vessel.
We're in. Thanks guys for your help.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Squeezing us in. We're just in it. HYS. Squishy little spot. Just had to come around against the rock wall here and push in, but we're in. Happy days. Time to get stuck into some repairs. It's like halfway through day 2. The guys are still kind of getting away with the crack and opening it up.
The team geared up to tackle the damage inside the centerboard case as they awaited a final decision on the best course of action. In the meantime, they commenced work on repairing the damage to the centerboard.
Just doing some yoga in the boatyard. Okay. And I keep getting some real funky looks. But
What are you two doing out here? What did you find?
Look,
Okay.
it's a lot.
Okay. I was just saying to Riley, we are so lucky to get to come back here and have a shower and sit in air conditioning. Yeah, just for the week we're doing the last of the boat jobs, we were like, we need a house because there's not much room for the kids to play on the boat at all. And then even off the boat, it's like all cement. It's so hot, you can't even walk on it. My thongs, a lot of you would call flip-flops, were melted. Ellie, were your thongs melted?
Yeah, mine were like, I thought it would be like cool, but they were burning me.
Yeah, me too. I put on my thongs and they were like super like flexible and really they were melted. So anyway, it's just we needed this place. We did offer Jai to come and relax here, but he's like, nope, I have a few more things I have to finish off and then maybe he'll come chill here later. But yeah, this is the Airbnb. We can see the port from here where our boat is. You get that bird's kind of eye view that I couldn't get with the drone.
Back over on board La Vagabonde, the resin was curing on that centre board. We're pretty eager to see the results tomorrow. Because the boat's still under warranty, Rapido sent over their 2 best men for the job to help us fix what we needed to as quickly as possible.
All right, Ellie. So you're back. Where have you been?
I've been, Indonesia but mainly England home.
Yeah, and how was it?
Oh, it's so nice. Yeah, It was weird at first because it's been such a long time, but yeah, I ended up extending my stay an extra 3 weeks, and yeah, it was really sad to leave, but...
And you weren't going to come to Japan, but then you're like, hey, I want to come.
I was like, any chance you filled that space?
And we have filled the space, so Ellie's going to be sleeping on the floor.
Yeah. So
Did you miss us?
I couldn't stay away, guys, clearly.
I think you're insane, but yeah.
Well, the main thing was because I'm in between visas in Australia, so I thought, you don't want that? I'll eat it.
I can't get away. You can.
Yeah.
You have the option.
Yeah, well, I know when I'm in Australia and I've got my visa, I'll be there for a while, so it gives me a chance to save a bit more money, buy myself a nice little car or a van or something, and then, so that was partly the motivation and partly because, Japan will be amazing. So.
Yeah.
I don't think we've told you this yet. For our voyage to Japan, it'll be us vagabonds, Ellie, and Kai and Corinne, who are currently on their way here from Europe. Kai is a professional sailor, and he was on board with us in the Bahamas a couple of years ago. We absolutely adore him.
So we are staying in the most random area. It's a gated community, but a lot of the houses are abandoned, so I'm just getting major apocalypse vibes. There's a resort, no one is there. There's an old church. Yeah, it's such a strange part of the world. I never would know where I'm gonna be. Anyway, I saw on maps that there was some bat sites, so we're gonna go find the bats.
Is that a highlight here?
Yeah. Darwin, are we gonna turn into vampires? Yes or no?
No,
No? Lenny, are we gonna turn into vampires?
no.
Okay, that's great. Great news.
Only the earth is going to turn into bats.
Okay.
Only the earth will turn into a bat. And a lot of bats will come here. Is the tree really happy?
I don't know. Would you be happy if you had 1 million bats hanging from it? Yeah.
I think so, Lenny. I think it's a symbiotic relationship.
Subic Bay is actually a former US naval base with strong historical ties to the United States. From 1899 to 1991, it was a crucial site for the US military. However, the eruption of nearby Mount Pinatubo in 1991 completely devastated the area and the base closed, which is why we might be getting those apocalypse vibes. Today, Subic Bay has been semi-revitalised into a freeport zone and business park, contributing to commerce, tourism and regional economic growth.
Oh my god, darling. Please, I just washed your hair. Can you not put noodles in it?
Lenny just said he wants to move onto the boat
Yeah.
forever and ever.
I know, the kids, you guys, for the whole time we were away, pretty much, it was like, when are we going to go back to the boat? I want to go back to the boat. And now that we're here and we got to see the boat yesterday, they're like, why are we not sleeping on the boat?
Can we go? Yeah. Can we go onto the boat now?
You're like, can we finally move on to the boat today?
Forever and ever? No. Aww.
Not yet. You know that the boat's got lots of tools on there and it's not a good place to play right
We're
now.
fixing it, mate. That's all part of it.
It's going to take 5 days, okay?
I want boat talking to me, but now boat is dead.
What? That's why we're bringing it back to life.
Jai's doing resus down there.
Jai's doing a good job. Jai's fixing it.
Guys fixing the dead one.
Mm-hmm.
Mommy, a praying mantis, a praying mantis.
Where?
Open the door.
Oh.
Open the door. So, I just want to ask you, like, what would you do if you were me? So, the two lads that Rapido sent over did a repair on the centerboard, and then it fell off today. So, I don't really have much confidence in them doing the structural-ish repair on the centerboard case. And then, so again, Jai's been in contact with a composites expert from Australia who constructs aeroplane wings, and he's like, it's no good. And then I called one of the guys at Rapido who I really, really trust, and I was like, what's going on? He explained a bit, and we're getting some different resin. So yeah, it's just, for me, it's really confusing and annoying. But we're gonna stick with these two guys, and hopefully it was just the resin that was the problem. But I mean, doing a job and then having it just fall off is like, doesn't inspire much confidence, to be honest. So I'm stressed.
I don't know if we've mentioned, but it's really hard to get taxis around here. And so Riley's ordered a bike. What do you think?
Okay, first sir, this is our 1 down 4 up.
1 down, 4 up.
Yeah, and then the neutral is on the middle of the...
Okay.
How long since you've driven a manual motorbike?
I don't think I ever have.
1 down, 4 up.
Do I need boots then?
You probably need to wear proper shoes, yeah.
It's totally on neutral. So.
Jesus. I'm gonna let you play in the car park for a long time before I come home with you.
1 down.
Yeah, for first gear, then for second, all up.
What do we think, Joe?
He'll be right. He'll be right. It's gonna have fun getting up the hill.
Oh! Alright, update.
So day 2, attempt 2 of the board.
What did it look like when it came off this morning?
Let's just get some.
Yeah.
Get it, yeah. So yeah, day 2, attempt number 2. You see, attempt number 1 wasn't exactly a success.
So explain a little bit more. That should, so these are layers of carbon,
Yeah.
which are then supposed to be wetted with resin, applied to the area, and then the resin should go off, harden, and cure, and then stick to this.
Yeah, yeah.
And
so there
then-
should be quite a hard, layup of carbon. That's going
This
to give
should
it a
be
lot of
rock,
swing.
this should snap.
Yeah, yeah.
Bend or snap?
Snap,
Yeah.
snap. Should be rock solid.
So it just peeled off this morning. So
Off of here.
yeah.
Yeah. So when's the next attempt?
This is it.
Attempt
This
2
is it.
now,
Yeah, okay.
and try again tomorrow morning.
So that's going to be all for this week. Next week we will have a crack at the main semi-structural crack. We're going to have a crack at the crack, which is more than semi-structural underneath the mast there, and see if we have better luck than we did on this centerboard here.
Yeah, and you guys are learning everything with us as we go. Like, we are caught up to real time right now. Please give the video a like and comment to help, because it's really hard to just maintain what we're doing. And you guys can also follow us real time on our app Sea People, which is looking so amazing.
That's the good news, eh?
Follow us on real time,
Yeah.
follow your friends. I'll put the link in the description box below. It's the most beautiful app, like we're so proud of it.
Cracks in that structure.
No cracks in that structure, yes, you're right. I mean, there's a few bugs, but not many. This year, our goal is to get to 2 million subscribers. We're nearly there. So if you haven't subscribed and you are watching, click the button, it's free. All that means is that you'll just be notified when our next video comes out.
I think everyone knows that subscribing is free.
Some people get confused, they still don't know that
Old
it's free.
Like my dad.
Cute old people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Sea People's free too. It's all free. Just
All of you cute old people, make sure you subscribe.
love you guys. We'll see you next week.
Next week, we're going to see what happens with that repair on the crack. We're also going to weigh the boat with this crane that we have here, because we weren't able to do this when we first launched the boat back in November last year, which has been on my mind ever since. Weight being the key factor in a multi-hull and basically where your money is spent. We also leave port, hopefully, but it's going to depend on the typhoons. Anyway, we'll see you all very soon. Thanks so much for watching. Yeah, it's like you guys are the reason that we're able to do what we're doing. So really and truly, thank you very much for caring about us and my little family.
What's happening?